What's up, Wikimaniacs? On today's episode, we have a daughter who gets the entire room to herself. A wife files for a divorce over Titan jar lids. An OP whose daughter ruins their neighbor's life with a laser pointer. An OP kicks a pregnant woman. A wife gets her mother involved in an argument. And an OP sells his wife's cake recipe. For the Patreon exclusive stories, we have a relationship test that goes horribly wrong, and barbecue leftovers ruin a party. If those sound interesting to you and you want day early and ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network, or you can sign up for our YouTube membership on our YouTube channel. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
I'm not ready.
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? It's your boy Josh here for another Friday Am I the Asshole episode. First one in July. What's up?
Crazy.
Peak summer. Let's go.
Sweaty balls it is.
Yeah, honestly, so far it has been.
Or with Sean, sweaty pits, apparently.
What are you fucking talking?
Damn, save it for your OnlyFans, dude.
Sell that shirt,
only, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
For a markup.
I'll rub my bunions on it.
I'm, of course, joined by my lovely co-hosts, John and Sean. What's up, boys?
Well, we kind of started saying weird shit off the bat.
Off the bat, yeah. That's nothing new, though.
That's nothing new. That's true.
Yeah.
We were just talking about the Stanley Cup playoffs. They concluded.
It's a bummer.
Bummer for Edmonton, but, you know, I could see them being there next year, maybe. But congrats to Florida for their first cup.
It's a sad day for sports. We only have baseball. What the fuck?
Olympics.
Football.
Olympics.
Oh, my God, yes. It's about to
They're
start.
soon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The only time in when I fucking like the country I'm in.
USA.
Okay.
USA.
I have to ask you guys if you've heard of the poop. What's it called? The poop,
Oh, when they're pooping in the
protest.
river? Yeah.
Yeah. In France.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking sick. I love the way the French,
They know how to
protest.
protest, dude.
they know how to fucking protest. I'll tell you what.
Even if it's in shitting in the river, which is kind of gross.
Yeah. I had some friends that were like, oh my God, can you believe that? That's so stupid. And I was like, honestly, if I was in France, I'd probably be shitting in the goddamn river.
You're like, you see how many fucking vacation days they have? They're doing it right
Yeah.
over there.
I feel like y'all are misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Y'all need to get a grip. Stop licking boots. Pooping rivers.
Pooping river. Well, I don't know if that's the takeaway, but
That's the takeaway. Stop licking boots. Start pooping in rivers.
Wow.
all right. That's the motto we're going to go into the first story on. Hell yeah. All right. So the first Am I the Asshole story we got here is cross-posted on our subreddit by Spiritual Lower Score Country, Lower
Ooh.
Score 62.
How ironic. They're the first person I used on last Monday's episode.
That's true. Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
kicking it off today.
Wow. We didn't even plan that. But the cross post is, am I the asshole for letting my daughter keep her room?
It don't sound asshole-ish by the sound of it.
Okay.
All right. My prediction is stepkids come into play. Stepkids from the other side gotta share a room. But I mean, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Something like where there's no equality among all kids, but finders keepers. You know what I mean?
My prediction is this kid shitted in that room. So they're like,
Oh.
yeah, you're keeping that room.
I claim this room.
Yes.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay. I like it. All right. Well, let's start it off and see if your predictions are correct. My 47 male daughter, Stacy, 15 female, has one of the two rooms in my house with an ensuite bathroom. It's a largest room with a nice bay window, obviously very nice. I've recently become engaged to my girlfriend of 3 years, Alice, 33 female, and her landlord has recently hiked her rent, so we're planning to have her move in with me. She has some kids. She has 2 daughters, 13 female and 10 female, as well as 2 sons, 11 male and 9 male. And she is also pregnant with our daughter due in about 5 months.
Rundown. Count those kids again. How many
That's
is
a lot.
that? Including the pregnant one?
It's It's 5 and then 1 coming on the way.
On the way?
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
In a 2-bedroom?
that's quite a bit.
Just two bedrooms with en suites is what he said.
Oh, I thought he meant 2 bedrooms.
No.
total.
I think
Gotcha.
we'll get into the story. There are more bedrooms, but this is one of the 2 with an en suite.
Predict Sean going pretty well.
You're
so far.
on the money so far.
No shitting in rooms. I'm kind of disappointed.
It's not too late. It's not too
There's
late.
still time.
There's still time.
I've made it absolutely clear to my daughter as a condition of getting her approval on moving my girlfriend in that she is allowed to keep her room, and she is also allowed to have a full lock on her door. For what it's worth, I also got my son's 24 male blessing to give his old room away. Although that's more of a moot point as he lives it with his own girlfriend now.
Okay.
So there's another kid. So it's like 6 now or something.
But he's out of the house.
Yeah. My daughter plans to go to school locally, and I have told her in no uncertain terms that she is welcome to live at home for the rest of my life, and after that she can inherit the house. I bought the house with her mother and paid it off in a large part with her mother's life insurance 10 years ago, so it only seems fair. She says she's all right as long as she has her room and her bathroom, and she is allowed to put a lock on her door. She has a toaster oven and a mini fridge in there, so I guess she's pretty well set up. Stacy will be giving up a room that she's currently using as a studio/project space. She does art, videos, and voiceovers, etc. So even her larger room will be a bit more cramped, and she'll definitely need the extra space she has. There will be a bedroom for Alice's girls, Stacy's old project room, and Alice's boys will getting my son's old room. I'm going to be putting in a finished nursery/bedroom in the basement for our new daughter, which is wild that she's going in the basement.
Yeah, I was going to say, why wouldn't the new daughter be kind of like in the room closest to y'all? Then you'd put I don't know, whoever the older kids are would get the basement, in my opinion.
That's probably what I would, unless the other master bedroom is in the basement. I guess that's a possibility.
Oh.
I don't know the layout of the house.
Basements are a foreign language to me.
I miss having a basement, to be honest.
I'm in one.
Don't
right
exist
now.
here.
Alice thinks this is unfair. She thinks it's wrong of me to make the decision without her, and she also thinks that she should move her 2 daughters into Stacy's room, and that Stacy should have to move into the smaller room that they'll be getting. The 2 of them already share a smaller room, so the one I'm moving them into is bigger, and they're getting an upgrade. Alice thinks this is not fair for Stacy to have a bathroom all to herself, and that there won't be enough bathrooms for everyone else. She also disapproves of Stacy being able to lock everyone out. There were other small things that she didn't like that I agreed to with Stacy, like the fact that she has to be paid for babysitting, or the fact that my older car, which was her mom's older car, is hers when she gets her driver's license. We'll have our own bathroom in the master bedroom, and the house has 3 other bathrooms besides the one.
This is a big ass house, bro.
It's
What
huge.
the fuck? God damn.
There's one on each floor, one near where the girls will be, one not far from where the boys' room will be, and one little one directly next to the new finished room. I told Alice that my deal with Stacy is non-negotiable, set in stone, and that it's literally a condition of her even moving in. Alice is upset that Stacy and I both have spaces completely dedicated to ourselves. I have my office, which I need because I work from home and have my projects besides, and there aren't a whole lot of other spaces to put people. I told her she can pretty much do what she wants in the living room, but that it is what it is, and there pretty much is nothing to be done about it. A bigger house is not an option unless Alice is going to start making a hell of a lot more money and buy her own bigger house. It's already a pretty big house, and housing is expensive. I'm going to say it sounds fucking massive.
It sounds like a mansion at this point.
Yeah.
God
There's
damn.
5 bathrooms in this house.
Yo.
It's crazy.
What's that like?
5 bathrooms in this house.
I told her that she's already getting a break by me only expecting her to contribute 15 or 20% of household bills. If we were doing it proportionally, it would be more like 25 to 30%. We keep our separate finances, and we've agreed to a prenup. Alice just seems upset that I won't change the setup even though there's no real way to change it. And she's accusing me of treating Stacy like a spoiled little princess and letting her be the queen of the house. Frankly, my daughter comes first. She lived here all her life, and I already know it's going to be a big adjustment having all these other kids move in. As much as I love Alice and as much as I want our relationship to work out, if it's a matter of choosing between the 2 of them, that my relationship with Alice is a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I've told her that if she comes into this with a wicked stepmother vibes, then that'll be the end of things. She thinks I'm being unreasonable. Am I the asshole?
No.
Nah.
I think Alice is being unreasonable.
Yes. Wild
Dude.
for her to be like, you're treating her like a princess, but I
mean-
want to be treated like a princess.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude said it best already. You know, like fucking a house with 5 bathrooms. There is ample space in that house, and
Yeah.
they already made that condition. Like, hey, this is gonna be like a non-negotiable thing. And yeah, as a parent, of course you're gonna prioritize your kids first. And I love that he said towards the end too that I'm always gonna put my daughter above anything else. And if our relationship and our future is gonna be what has to be sacrificed or asked for that, I'll always choose my daughter. So I like the dad for going that route. So I don't blame him one bit. I don't think he's the asshole at all.
I agree. And things aren't equal because they're letting you into their house. You know what I mean? Like Opie said it. Look, the girls that are sharing a room are getting a bigger room than they're currently in. That's an upgrade. The daughter is giving up a room that she works in. That's a downgrade. So technically,
Everyone made
all
sacrifices.
things are kind of, the sacrifices are, you're giving up, you're going from a giant house of just, you doing your own thing and your dad to now 5 more people, soon to be 6 new people in the house. Huge adjustment.
100%.
So, I feel like, I don't know. One way to make OP's daughter absolutely hate you and your family is, coming in acting like you own the place.
Yeah.
When she's lived there her whole life. Maybe the other stepkids may not like her because of, how that is. But I don't know. They got to take a step back and realize, like, okay, well, we're in their house, technically speaking. Just because our parents are dating and have a kid together doesn't mean that this isn't your house first. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It gets tricky, trying to make sure what's fair, what's not fair. But to me, it makes sense. She's already sacrificed her office. She's sacrificing the piece of, being an only child. And well, not an only child, but being the only kid there after her brother moved out. So it's, I don't know. I feel like OP is very reasonable. He told you this before, y'all going in there like, this is the deal. It's not going to change. Take it or leave it. You know what I mean? The
probably only thing that I don't know if I misheard this, because it sounded like OP only had a conversation with a daughter about like, hey, yeah, you're going to have your own room. You're going to have all this, like, still have like the same setup. I think he probably should have had that conversation with Alice too. Like, hey, by the way, before you even going to try to move in, like, these are their non-negotiables. I didn't hear that part if they actually had that talk. Did they?
Well,
To be
they haven't
fair,
moved in yet.
He's having the talk now, and that's when
Now.
she's bringing up the issues, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. So, like they haven't moved in yet.
No,
No,
not
Okay.
yet.
Okay, gotcha. Well, in that case, OP set the ground rules. I'm with OP on this.
Yeah, and I truly think, like, not the asshole, just to clarify that for me as well. But I truly think like the order of which he did it is correct. He went to the daughter, who he has the responsibility to
Protect.
and he owes her the most, and so he's like, hey, this is the I'm thinking about having Alice move in. What would make you feel the most comfortable having this? And like they laid the ground rules.
Yep.
She can have her own lock, her own bathroom, and get the house when all's said and done. And then he went to Alice and was like, hey, here's the deal if you want to move in. You know what I mean? And I think that's fair. It's one thing if all the kids, like all 4 of those kids, had to share a room or something like that, and Alice is like, and Stacy's like living her best life in one big room. But like they have 2 to each room. Sounds like a bigger room than they had before. They've each got their own like bathrooms in pairs. Honestly, it's not that bad of a setup.
Man, that's a big ass house. Now I think, God damn, that's a big ass house.
It's huge. It's huge.
It sounds humongous.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I've been in a house that wasn't a mansion that had like 5
bathrooms.
That many. It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Like it has to be like it has to be big because you're not just fitting bathrooms in a small house. You know what I mean? 5 baths.
Yeah.
1 on each floor. How many floors are on this bitch?
Well, there's a basement, main, guess a second. I
That
don't know.
technically be three.
Possibly a
now.
third.
Yeah, three floors.
Sheesh.
Reddit team, not the asshole. And I picked this comment. I don't agree with everything they said. They came off really aggressive, but they had a couple good points here. So Arenia Q said, well, Alice is pregnant, so I foresee this going awfully for Stacy, which I don't know if the pregnancy has anything to do with this. Not that we have no idea.
Yeah.
Alice has shown you that she doesn't like your daughter. Do you really want to expose Stacy to her venom? And then this one's wild. You have a problem. Are you seriously expecting to leave a baby alone in a nursery in the basement? Is the master bedroom in the basement too? I love that they just made the assumption as well that it's like the master bedroom could be down there. We don't know.
Yeah.
So to be like, you have a problem is a little aggressive.
Sounds like commenter has a problem. What are you projecting?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. How much time have you spent with Alice's kids? I think you're dreaming if you think that 5 teenagers are going to coexist peacefully when the mother of the 4 of them is already disrespecting Stacy by calling her a spoiled princess. What do you think she'll say to her own kids about Stacy when you aren't there? Make sure you have an ironclad prenup because if anything happens to you, Alice will dump Stacy out on the streets. Not the asshole for letting Stacy keep her room, but the asshole for getting involved with Alice.
This is a lot of assumptions.
A ton of assumptions. I like the middle 2 paragraphs where it's like, make sure you protect Stacy from the potential of like.
It's not like he does already, right? Because he said you're gonna get everything like when it's all said and done. Probably have a will already.
I meant like from the bullying that could potentially happen.
Gotcha.
And then also the ironclad prenup, making sure because there is a potential Alice will just want the house. If you happen to pass. But yeah, other than that, the commenter is a little bit overboard, I think.
God damn.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Is this commenter okay?
Sounds like they've had a traumatic experience in the past.
Maybe.
All right. Moving on to the Sean kind of nailed that one.
You did.
So good job, Sean.
Whew.
Hell yeah.
It's the executioner.
Next one, cross-posted by Writing Giraffe on our subreddit. And the title for this one is, Am I the asshole for filing for divorce because my husband over-tightens all of the jar lids?
Firmly grasp it.
I gotta think that's not the real reason. Whenever these crazy, ludicrous titles come, it's only a symptom of the main problem.
Yeah. It's giving me
which is probably control.
Yes.
He over tightens it, so you need him to open them. He wants you to ask him to open them.
Yeah.
I bet. I don't know.
There's probably going to be some more diabolical about this. Like that one story you read about, like, I left my husband because he over a bag of chips type of deal. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He abuses you.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a trigger warning after this.
No trigger warning on this one.
Damn, but I'm still going diabolical. This person probably said that.
Yeah. All right. So his over-tightening jar lids has been an issue since he was just visiting my house when we were dating. First, it started with just things he used, and then over time it became every damn glass jar with a metal lid.
The fuck?
Okay, hold on. So is this it?
Bang on.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
He would tighten them so much I couldn't open them without assistance. It wasn't a huge deal if he was there, but if I was alone, it was so annoying. More times than I can count, I've opened a new jar of something because I couldn't get the jar open on the old lid. It's been a recurring cycle over the past 5 years. It's just a thing that would escalate until I had a major meltdown and freaked out, screaming, frustrated, and seemingly crazy because it's just a lid. Then it would get better for a while. Then it would slowly become an issue again. Just getting worse and worse until I reach a breaking point again. Sometimes I will literally feel insane for being so upset over jar lids. He initially claimed that it was to keep food fresh. After many arguments about it and my insistence that I don't believe it keeps anything fresh, and even if it does make things last longer, I don't care if it means I can't eat my freaking food when I want it. I'll just replace things that go bad because they are closed normally. Then he had the excuse that it was out of habit. So About a month ago, my husband had a family emergency and had to travel out of state for 10 days.
Goddamn 10 days of not being able to access any of your food. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
First day he's gone, I discover a jar I can't open. I was so annoyed and I was going to stop by the store to pick up new pickles when the neighbor said hi and to let him know if I need anything while my soon-to-be ex was out of town.
I'm in a pickle. Please
Is this
open.
A meet cute?
romance? Yeah.
I said wait here and got the jar, which he opened. The next day I saw him outside and asked him to open another jar. He offered to come open all the jars. And I agreed, and he came in and went to the
What
fridge.
other jars you be opening?
No cheating. I'm not saying you should cheat.
No.
I'm saying you should get a divorce and then immediately hook up with it.
And then have a romance with the neighbor.
Yeah.
I agreed, and he came in and went to the fridge and opened all the jars except 2, which he couldn't get open. I thanked him profusely and told him I'd bake him some of his favorite cookies later in the week.
Dang.
Kind of cookies. John Cena kind of cookies?
Randy Orton.
Yeah. Those would be his favorite.
He laughed and said it was no big deal, and after confirming that I wouldn't be upset if the remaining 2 jars were destroyed in his attempt to open them, he took them home to his garage to open them one way or another. It's crazy that he had to break out the tools to get them open.
I was going to say, don't they have things on Amazon? I imagine there's got to
Yeah,
be
there are.
There's, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said that he had heard me screaming about frustration over Titan lids a few times over the years, and he's really pondered if I was crazy or if my husband was really over tightening the jar lids.
Damn. Thin walls, baby.
Yeah. He said, this was intentional. It was every jar, and I'm sure he doesn't regularly use hot pepper paste or mayo puree or any of the other fancy cooking stuff. Then he held up the 2 jars he couldn't open and said, I don't know why he's doing it, but this definitely wasn't an accident. After he left, I locked the door and sat on my kitchen floor and cried. Then I felt hot and lightheaded. I vomited in the trash can, my chest hurt, and it crossed my mind that I might be having a heart attack. I thought about calling an ambulance, but I just sat back down on my floor instead, okay with just dying if it was a heart attack.
Oh my.
Damn.
Which I gotta sound it sounds like a panic attack, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Just not diagnosing, but that's what it sounds
Never
like.
diagnosing.
Never. Later, the neighbor came back with the open jar of hot fudge and apologized that he couldn't save the figs. He said he broke the jar trying to get it open. He also apologized for what he said about my husband doing it on purpose, and I assured him that it was okay. I couldn't sleep that night, tossed and turned all night. I called out of work, and by 10 a.m., I realized that I couldn't stay married anymore, and I made an appointment with a lawyer for the next day.
This is wild.
There are literally no other issues, no cheating, no abuse. We had a good sex life, both have good jobs, nice house, no financial issues. He was absolutely blindsided when he came home and I told him I wanted a divorce. He still won't admit that he tightened the lids on purpose. He suggested we go to marriage counseling, but I refused. There's no point. I just literally can't get past the goddamn jar lids. I still feel a bit crazy about that. I have no idea why he would tighten every jar lid so tightly that I couldn't open it. He has given me no reason. He still won't even admit that he did it on purpose. But the hot pepper paste in the back of the fridge, I only use it when I make Indian food. It's behind other things, and he's never used it. It's nothing you could put in food without cooking it. The pepper paste could not have been used by accident. It couldn't. Maybe he put mango puree on his toast or in his oatmeal, but the pepper paste couldn't have been an accident. That's what my life has come down to. I'm getting a divorce because the lids to my hot pepper paste was over tightened. If it had been every jar except that one, I could try. I could have a sliver of doubt. I could do something else, but I just can't get past the hot pepper paste. Most of our friends and family think I'm crazy or an asshole, but what do you think?
I was on your side until he got back and he was like, well, we could
Work things
try.
out. Yeah.
And then hearing you say that there's literally
No
nothing
issues.
else, if there were other things that were hinting at oh, he has a control problem, then yes, for sure. And Josh might say something that makes me also believe yes, for sure, divorce. And we're also if you want a divorce, that's enough reason to get a divorce. You know what I mean? But I feel like it wouldn't hurt to try therapy or to make him buy you all of the jar opening devices on Amazon. Or just making him open them like you made your neighbor do, and then tell him I'm gonna close all of them. So, some shit. I don't know. If this were me, there would be more steps. But also, I don't know. It's been years and years of this psychological damage.
Exactly.
So it's not like it was just one time the jars were tight. It's years of being not able to open any of your shit. So yeah, I mean, I would try, but also personally, I probably wouldn't have like built it, like both sides, like building it. Also crazy to lie about it. Also, that's another sign. So maybe not all is perfect because he's lying about not doing it, and there's just no way he's not doing it.
Yeah. Well, so the whole 5 years of this happening thing is where I was going to go with it, because it's insane that like he can't play ignorant to this, because you've had multiple breakdowns over the last 5 years over this, where you've expressed this is something that is actually like very triggering to you, because it keeps happening over and over, and it makes
enough to where the neighbors know.
Yeah, to the neighbors. The neighbors know about it.
The neighbors fucking know.
That's insane to me. That's a level of like, even if it's just fucking with you, that's a level of fucking with you that it's like, that's not okay in a relationship. That's like mental torture at this point.
Yeah, because all the neighbors are like, oh yeah, I just thought you were fucking crazy.
Like,
so like for
insane.
5 years, all my neighbors think I'm fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah. So for me, it's like, honestly,
I get it.
I understand why you want a divorce over there. For me, it's like, this is a weird control thing for him. And if it's not, if he's truly just doing it by accident, then he doesn't care enough about your feelings to stop doing it. You know what I mean? That's where it's like, okay, I understand. Could you try therapy if you wanted to? But it sounds like you're done at this point.
I just want to be devil's advocate. Being like, sometimes you can't, you just straight up, some things are hard to control. For example, me and Nancy have this issue. If she hands me, we're sharing something, we'll say fucking a corn dog.
Okay.
This happened 3 days.
You just fucking eat the whole thing.
If she hands me what I think looks like the last couple of bites,
you're taking the last couple.
I don't even ask. It's so bad. And then every time I eat it, and then she looks at me, she's like, I think I had like at least one more in there before you finish it off. I'm like, oh fuck. Shit. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. That's bad. And it's something I try my best to remember, but if I see food that looks like 2 bites left, and again, my 2 bites are different than her 2 bites for sure. I'm gonna eat that thing. And it's as much as I, in my mind, know I should ask her before completely demolishing this.
So I'll let
90% of the time do not.
I'll let John go off after this, but just to combat that, like that devil's advocate, it sounds like that's more of a jokey thing. And if Nancy truly had a breakdown over that, where she was like, Sean, this is the last fucking straw.
That's true.
You would be way more, self-aware of that. Yeah. I would hope anyway.
Sometimes she still gives me sad face. Like, oh man, I was looking forward to that last bite, and it may not be a joke.
Well, then justice for Nancy.
Yeah, truly justice for Nancy. I believe it.
But you can go off, John. Go off.
I was gonna make a joke about like she needs to loosen up a little bit, but I'm like,
oh, there it is.
Loosen up a little.
But I could see where OP's coming from, and we are big advocates about saying if you feel a certain way, like, hey, if it's your prerogative to divorce, by all means, do what you need to do. There's part of me too that I'm just like, man, she could have bought she or the partner could have brought some sort of like devices to help loosen out those things too, like the cans or whatever, the jars. And also like, I don't know, maybe the dude is just like fucking freakishly buff and that's their standard, just closing the fucking jars, just like, hey, some people are just naturally strong, some people could be like that. We don't know. I'm just assuming at this point.
Yeah.
The fact that like they sound like they had no issues from like the whole 5 years, and yes, it might be psychologically torturing for her, which that part I completely understand. But dude fessed up pretty quick, saying like, hey, because he sounded pretty shocked about like, hey, what the fuck? Like, why is it a divorce off the bat? And suggested counseling. I wish they could have gone that route a little bit, but I think she's too far gone and be like, hey, I kind of made up my mind already. So
Yeah.
It's kind of iffy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when they have talked about it, she said it does get better for a little bit before he forgets, and then it just gets bad again.
Yeah.
I do
Which
be
is
forgetting a lot of times, and
AKA me with the corn.
yeah, I'm
always
in
gonna
the
forget.
same boat.
I will say this. Maybe, I mean, it's over already.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a possible solution could have been like, all right, every time I can't open a jar, you have to give me a fucking $1 or some shit. Like some kind of punishment or something.
Yeah.
But again, that's your husband and not a child. So really, yeah, it's not all on you.
Another crazy thing too, you know, we always go chop on people, and especially when in these like one-sided type of conversation. What if OP's an unreliable author or like fucking, you know, storyteller or some shit? What if they're not telling us that there was more reasons to why the breakup was happening? So that could also be like alarming to me. Maybe she's not letting us know what the full story
Yeah,
is.
it's still
Maybe.
pretty fresh. So this is the overarching thing, but there may be something behind it, like other issues
Mhm.
that, you know, this is like, you know, we predicted like just a symptom of a bigger issue.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe like once she gets out of the relationship, steps back and looks at it and is like, oh, he was actually controlling in all of these other areas or something.
Maybe.
There,
Yeah.
there could be that
Could
like,
be.
scenario as well.
He would say things like he allows me to use my phone.
Use my phone, yeah.
Some shit like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I just didn't hear anything that like suggests that. Dude
Yeah,
seems
for sure.
like, oh shit, what the fuck? Or why are we getting divorced all of a sudden? So
I mean, maybe she just saw the neighbor and was like, I gotta get divorced.
yep. I want
Also
him
fair.
to open up my jar. I
I
want him to loosen me up.
My God.
Most of the Reddit comments were not the asshole.
Yeah.
But keep calm. Call Gills said, plot twist. The neighbor has been sneaking in to tighten the jar lids to plot them to break up.
Ooh,
That would be insane.
that would be.
That'd be great.
Like, I'm
Well,
not
not
trying to
great.
save her.
Would it be? That would be terrifying.
A great twist.
Diabolical.
A great twist is what I meant to say.
Great twist. that
Yeah, there you go.
was
Fuck
that
both
was
of
tight,
you.
Josh.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Fuck you.
Loosen up, Sean.
I had to jam that one in there.
Firmly grasp it.
Next story. Next story, please.
Put a lid on
I
it.
feel like
Sean.
the egg
Put a lid on
story
it,
where
buddy.
where I'll have like 20 puns for like eggs or some shit, whatever the fuck it was.
So are we
Like,
gonna
God,
just put
fuck.
$1 in the jar every time we say pun then, Sean?
Yeah.
I would love that.
Okay. Not doing it, but
I know you're not.
This next one, cross posted by the goat. Mary Gets 2011.
whoop, whoop.
All right, this one is titled, Am I the Asshole for Giving My Daughter a Laser Pointer and Maybe Ruining My Neighbor's Life?
Ah, damn.
Take it away.
Your fucking what is it? You said daughter?
Daughter, yeah.
Your daughter might be an asshole, bro.
Yeah, I would say you are the asshole for not taking it away when you realize your daughter may be ruining your neighbor's life.
That's fair. All right. So my next door neighbor put up security cameras around his house after his detached garage was broken into. They say that seems like a barn door / horse situation, but whatever. I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Is that a country saying? Because
I don't know.
Barnes can't relate.
I've never heard of
Yeah, I
it.
don't know.
Country road.
I noticed a couple of weeks later that one of the cameras was pointed at my daughter's window. I went over to talk to him, and he said it wasn't, that it just looked that way, that it was pointed at the fence between our homes. I asked him if I could please see the feed from that camera for my peace of mind, and he said no, that his security was none of my business. I had given my daughter a old laser pointer that I had. Her, being a kid, had fun playing with it with the cat, and she had fun pointing it out the window at night. I'd given her the talk about how it wasn't really a toy and that she could get in a lot of trouble if she pointed it at an airplane, helicopter, or security camera. And less than a week later, my neighbor was banging on my door because she damaged his security camera. I said that we didn't do anything to his camera and to go away.
Wait a minute. So if the security camera got damaged,
Yeah, I was gonna
that
say,
means it was pointed in her room.
Uh-huh.
Checkmate, bitch.
Yeah.
He said he was calling the cops, and I said, go ahead.
Mm.
The cops showed up, and they said that they had seen the footage and that my daughter had definitely pointed a laser pointer at the camera and damaged it. I asked to see the recording. My neighbor pulled it up on his phone, and yep, That's my 14-year-old daughter in her panties and sports bra in the window of her room.
Illegal?
The cops got suddenly interested and asked my neighbor if he had more recordings.
Interesting.
He got quiet and left, and they followed him. This has caused my neighbor a lot of problems. I do not think my neighbor was watching my daughter change every night.
I do think he was.
She has blackout curtains, is what he said. Not that it's not to excuse it.
So he's been watching then.
Or attempting.
You fucking got a camera pointed to a minor? Bitch, come on now.
Drake.
Aubrey.
My God.
And the top of our fence is in the field of vision of the camera, but the camera angle I saw on his phone does show the camera was pointed at her window. My neighbor and his girlfriend took down that camera and have not spoken to us since the cops visited, but we can hear them fighting all the time, which is not a common occurrence prior to the camera incident. So am I the asshole?
No,
I was completely wrong. Your daughter should have been pointing the camera immediately.
Yep.
Because it's like, okay, the cops, as soon as he's like, you, like what John said, as soon as he's like, you broke my camera, I'd be like, how, motherfucker?
Congratulations, you played yourself, buddy.
My fucking minor daughter's fucking bedroom.
Yeah.
How would she have broken it? You know what I mean? Yeah. You do think, you want to give him the benefit of the doubt that he wasn't. I think there's a good chance why else would it be pointed?
Yeah.
Why else? Again, it is his property. He did not have, if he didn't want to show you the camera angle, he didn't have to. But also, as a neighbor, you would be like, yeah, that's creepy. That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you the angle because strictly I want to show you that it's not at your daughter's thing. I'm just trying to get the fence in between her house. But yeah, no, you brought up the creep vibes. I mean, as soon as that happened, I'd be like, all right,
I'm calling
laser
the
pointer.
cops.
That night, I'm fucking laser pointing that bitch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
and he was malicious about this shit because the moment authorities showed up asking him to review those footage, and when they were like, "Wait, you got more?" The way he immediately scurried off,
turned around like
boy,
a little bitch.
You were doing in some shady ass shit. So shout out to the mom for not really suggesting, but like, hey, you could do some damage in cameras, right? So hey, that's good parenting to me.
Yeah, it's definitely a red flag when you notice the camera and you're like,
off the bat.
Can you show me it? Like as a neighbor, can you show me where I just want to confirm. Any normal person that was truly doing this just for security would have been like, absolutely. You know what? That's a completely normal concern to have. Here you go. And show it, just showing the fence. So that's off the bat red flag. I'd probably be calling the cops just off that alone. But yeah, just him telling on himself is so fucking poetic and funny. OP actually expands on it in a comment and says, sorry if I wasn't clear. There are no videos of my daughter except that one. My wife and I got her blackout curtains and told her about perverts a long time ago, so she doesn't get nude in front of the window. He got arrested for that video alone, and he's in a lot of shit. So he got arrested.
Good.
But Running Pirate says, not the asshole. Neighbor could have been more responsive to your concerns. Also, it just means the cops only found that one recording, which is kind of where I think we were all leaning to. It's, he probably ran home and deleted it all. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like some of those cameras only have a 10-day memory, and then maybe he has it saved somewhere.
Yeah.
Like a creep.
Probably.
I have a feeling he just be watching the whole time.
Or that. Yeah.
Even if he's not recording,
just as bad.
He might just be watching it live like a fucking
gross. Yeah. So I'd be a little bit more concerned, but I mean, he got arrested anyway. So
Good.
Hopefully that sticks.
Yeah.
And
hopefully he's registered now.
Yeah, hopefully. All right, this one's cross-posted by we 041200. And this one's a wild title. Am I the asshole for kicking a pregnant woman?
Here we go. I've been waiting for this one. Because how do you get yourself out of this one? Like an accidental kick, possibly?
Bicycle kick. Boom.
Damn.
Like you didn't know they were pregnant. Maybe they're one of those people that don't
show.
They're not showing. You know what I mean?
Could be. Then you're just kicking another woman.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Only like ways that I can think that this is possible if they like kick my child or like kick the dogs or some shit, then I'd probably get violent with somebody. But I don't know. There's no winning in this scenario, so I'm gonna go asshole for this one.
I'm gonna go not the asshole because there's just no way you maliciously do this and then write a Reddit story asking people's feelings.
I don't know. We've heard some pretty wild ones.
That's true. That's true.
All right. So first sentence, John, you're gonna like this one. I have a dog.
Oh, fuck me. Oh.
She is my world, and I love her like a child. That dog is my best friend. Unfortunately, she lives with my mother and sister, and not me. My sister brought a girlfriend over who is 4.5 months pregnant. The girlfriend spent all evening complaining about my dog, that there was hair everywhere, that she was whining, etc.
Bitch, you at my house. They live here.
Yeah, you can fucking leave.
I said that she could leave if she wanted to. The dog lives here and she doesn't.
You damn right.
My sister said, neither do you, OP. And I said, no, but my dog does. I was raised in this house. This is my mother's house, and I have more right to be here than her. Then the girlfriend started to tease my dog, pretending to give her food and moving it out of her reach. I told her to stop, and she wouldn't. Finally, my dog had enough, jumped up and put her paws on her lap, and took the food out of her hands. And then she kicked my dog.
Oh, hell nah.
Yeah.
So, without thinking, I kicked her. She yelled and said she was pregnant and I could have killed her baby. Whatever. I said you could have killed mine. But anyway, am I the asshole?
Damn. I'm going to go with...
I have a bit of clarification for anyone wondering, because the first question I had was, well, where'd you kick her?
Yeah.
Because that changes everything in my mind. Anyway.
So where did they get kicked?
Yeah.
I was like thinking like a full-on Sparta kick at this point.
So we don't talk about Trey said, where did you kick her? A knee-jerk reaction, kicking in the leg while still not okay, is a very different situation from kicking a fetus.
Okay.
If you didn't kick her stomach, then I'm confused about how she thought it would cause any problems to the baby. OP responded.
A head kick?
A sweet chin music?
Head kick was pretty gnarly. Fucking roundhouse?
Roadhouse. OP says, I kicked her in the shin.
Oh, so it's a sweet shin music instead.
Yeah. She was sat
Yeah,
down.
you're fine.
She kicked the dog in the leg, and I kicked her in the leg. So is OP the asshole?
Fuck nah. I would have kicked her like twice, baby. And I would have got a sweet chin music. Fuck you mean you're going to hit my dog? Boy, if you don't, I will get violent for Kevin and Chloe. Like real bad. I don't give a shit. 2v1, like what Josh's saying. I'll fucking fight both of them on the spot.
I can't believe John predicted this one. That's the craziest part.
I mean, really, there's only certain situations where this would be okay.
Yeah. I mean,
and this is one of them.
Ultimately, should you kick other people? No.
Unless you kick my dog.
Did she have it coming? Absolutely. Don't kick a fucking dog after you teased it and caused it to not
bitching
even
about
do anything.
it. My house, motherfucker.
Not even do anything crazy. Just put his paws on you. It didn't like bite you or attack you or anything like that.
Wait, I'm kind of stupid with this. I haven't been around a lot of pregnant people, but 4 months, did they kind of show already?
Depends on the person. I have no idea, to be honest.
Different, but I don't know.
I honestly would have kicked her a bunch of times on her shin.
I mean, a bunch of times, then I got to go, everyone
crazy.
sucks. But
No.
The one, I'm like, you know what? It's a reaction.
Nah.
You're not going to do any harm.
You kick my innocent fucking... I will go John Wick on your ass.
All right, John might be the asshole.
And I'll bite your ankles while I'm at it. How about that? I'm feral when it comes to my pets. Ooh.
I mean, I get it. If somebody kicked a human child, and John equates dogs, and many dog owners equate them to human children. So, like, I can imagine if someone kicked a human child, I'd be like, I'm gonna have to,
I'm
right?
biting ankles, bro.
There's no coming back from that. So,
I mean, imagine someone kicked like Chippa or Kara.
Yeah, I'd kick them.
Roundhouse.
Yeah, exactly.
And Sean can actually roundhouse kick people.
True.
Yeah.
It's scary.
That's why I was thinking head kick whenever she said kick.
Bro.
Especially because she's sitting down. I'm like, it's even easier.
Fucking hit him with a V trigger, bro.
Yeah.
Reddit not the asshole, of course.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people torn, and then a lot of people didn't. I had to scroll for fucking forever to find this comment under the comment.
Where they kicked her?
Yeah, because everyone was like, "Oh, we just kicked her in the shin. That's fine." And I'm like, "Where are they seeing this?" And I'm like scrolling forever.
How do y'all know?
But I found it, and then most people said not the asshole after they heard that.
That's
but moving on.
I was so scared. I'm like, oh no.
Crazy.
Am I going to have to defend this ethical conundrum?
No, you don't actually.
Oh, thank God.
All right. So this second last one, bit of a heavy one, I will warn ahead of time.
No.
But I end it with a lighter story. So
okay.
I'll read the title and then give the trigger warning. So this one was posted by dull_reading 1101. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Mom How My Husband Humiliated Me?
Ooh. Gonna have to say no at this point.
No, it's your mom.
Unless the mom is part of the problem.
I'm hoping not.
Trigger warning for abuse for this one. If this is something you don't feel comfortable listening to, timestamps. We fixed them on YouTube, everyone.
Fixed them. My bad. I didn't know you had to put the zeros on them. My God.
Yeah. It's all good. I mean, they were in the times, like the show notes anyway. People could go to them, but yeah, it didn't show up on the bar on YouTube.
Fucking
we fixed
YouTube.
them.
So stupid.
So if you want to skip this story, you can go to the last one, which is a little bit more lighthearted. So with that out of the way, let's hop into it. I, 24 female, am a big believer in saving your arguments between your own relationship so long as they are solvable. I feel this way because I wouldn't tell someone every little argument between my husband, 34 male, and I, because then it just clouds the waters. And my husband feels the same too.
I'm sure he does. Illegal. That's right.
100% illegal. That's 10-year difference. Also, she doesn't clarify when they got married. I don't.
Definitely younger.
Yeah. So,
I mean,
concerning.
An already illegal relationship was much, much worse.
Yep. However, what he did to me a few days ago made me run to my mom's house and not leave ever since. Basically, I was leaving work and called my husband to please fill up the Brita water thing, since he leaves it empty a lot of the time.
Red flag, in addition to being 10 years older.
Red flag for also using Brita. It's gross.
Oh, yeah, you hate that. Yeah.
I hate that with a passion.
My water bottle was empty for the day and I was thirsty. That's all. Well, he had an attitude on the phone because apparently he had already done it and I was nagging him. I told him it's not nagging. 99% of the time, it's just not full. So when I got home, I chugged some water and sat down for a while. About an hour later, he got into the shower. I heard him in there and I had to pee. I knocked on the door, which is usually never a problem, but he wouldn't let me in. So I waited. 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes passed, and he's still not out.
Brita.
By that time, I was on the verge of wetting my pants, so I banged on the door, and he told me, oh well, I made my bed by being rude over the water, and now I have to lie in it.
What the fuck?
Oh, it gets so much worse.
The way I would piss on his pillow.
Yeah, true.
Facts.
Or in the Brita and act like nothing was wrong.
Just never drink out of it again.
Yeah, filter this, bitch.
I was so angry that I said, fine, fuck you. And I stormed towards the door to go to the store to use their bathroom. My husband literally raced me there and manhandled me into our bedroom. He then locked me in there for another 2 hours.
What the fuck?
Oh,
yeah.
Hell no.
No, I gotta call the cops if I'm locked.
I'm
100%.
calling.
As soon as I'm manhandled and I'm thrown in a room, cops.
Locked. Yeah. That's forcible. Is there a term? Kidnapping? It is not a kidnapping, but like.
Yeah, it feels like kidnapping, honestly.
Forceful, like, detainment or some shit like that.
Oh, yeah. True. I then peed my pants in there because I had no choice. It was that bad. I was absolutely wailing when he finally let me out, and I didn't even stop to change before I grabbed my keys and went to my mom's house. It's been 15 years since I cried in my mom's arms like that. I was fucking mortified, enraged, hurt, everything. I didn't go back that night and haven't gone back since. It's only been 2 days. My husband called me to apologize, and he has promised me 1,000,001 ways he's going to make it up to me.
No.
Don't trust that fucking piece of shit.
Hell nah. That's one thing. Like, usually would be like, hey, go fucking seek help. This is one of those things where it's not even worth fixing at this point.
That was until he found out that I told my mom what had happened. He then yelled at me for it. I don't know what to do. I feel so bad for breaking our trust like that. But then again, he literally humiliated over some argument about a Brita. So am I the asshole?
No, and please stay at your mom's if you're still in that. When was this written down, Josh? A couple days ago, maybe.
Give me a second. It was within the week because that was
okay.
when,
I hope you're
7 days ago.
I hope you're still with your mom, OP, and hopefully, we can try to find ways for you to like separate with this guy because it's scary what he's could potentially be doing. For him to like chase you down, manhandle you, lock you in false imprison or like forced imprisonment is probably the term that I was looking for earlier.
Yeah.
Imprison you to the point that you had to urinate yourself in your bedroom. This man is definitely capable of doing more heinous and despicable things. Like I said, for your safety, and I hope your mom is in a safe area as well. Stay there. Get all the legal proceedings that you need. Maybe ask for some like law enforcement assistance to like, hey, I'm in a scary situation right now. I need some sort of like protective custody over this person because I'm scared. Something. But please do not go back to that man.
Yeah. I don't know if you have anything on that, Sean.
I mean, not really.
John covered a lot of it for sure.
Yeah. What he did is already heinous. So, I mean, like John said, it's the potential to only get worse. And he proved he validated your worries as soon as he got mad. And you've been probably gaslit for so long that you think, that you feel bad for telling your mom something that, everybody should know because this man is a menace to you and probably society. So, yeah.
All right. So I'll read a comment and then I'll read OP's update. So 2 in Poc said, he didn't just humiliated you, he assaulted and tortured you. Fuck his trust. What about yours? If this isn't the first time he's done something like this, there will be more times after. Over telling him to refill the water jug too. That's crazy. You need to stay at your mom's and leave his piece of shit. Leave this piece of shit because that's some evil, cruel shit he did. And here's the update.
Oh no, please.
Which I wish could say was a good one.
Oh.
I really don't know what to say. I didn't expect anyone to see my stupid posts, let alone 40,000 comments. I'm so sorry to those who I accidentally triggered. That was not my intention at all. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm so confused and so hurt to learn that literally the majority of people think that my husband abuses me. I don't think he does that, but I've been doing a lot more reflecting.
It's not things. That's
abuse.
It is.
You got locked in the room.
I will be like sympathetic towards her. People who are usually in these situations.
It's rough.
Yeah. Gaslit and,
yeah,
their mind is not right. Because it's been years of this.
Years.
Yeah. My mom is still with me, and my husband and I have had a long conversation at her home. He suggested therapy. I think I'm going to try. Thank you for your concerns. And that is where that update left off.
Man, I hope even if you do try with therapy, you stay at your mom's house just for safety.
At a minimum.
Because you should not be with this guy. But if you are going to try and fix what I think is definitely unfixable, you can't live with that guy. You can't sleep in the same bed with that guy.
No.
You go meet him up for therapy, and then you go back to safety, essentially. But also at that point, if you feel, that endangered, which you should, again, not worth. Just not, it cannot be worth it.
Yeah.
Also, you're 24. You
got a whole life ahead of you still.
Young.
Yeah.
Like, just because you're married to this guy doesn't mean you're 24. You know what I mean?
No, I agree. And
I mean, not to say like if you were 44 and this was happening, still definitely divorce. But I'm just saying like 24, you got
a lot of time.
You're still not even an adult according to the Sean rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And dude like showed his hand in the smallest fucking thing. Refilling
Yeah.
a water bottle or like a water filter. That's so simple. That is so basic. And what else could, let's say you guys work it out, right? And let's say OP stays with this person, which obviously we kind of don't agree with at this point. What if children comes along where it's a little bit more work? Like I feel like this guy is a ticking time bomb in my opinion. And again, this is one of those situations where I think like the Sean rule definitely comes into play because I'm gonna speculate, but I feel like she's been groomed for so long from this guy that like for her to say that like wait a minute, like I've never been abused by my husband before. It's not really like that. The man fucking LeBron chased down block your ass to go to the store and piss. And forcefully carried you back to the room and you say, yeah, you're gonna stay there. You're gonna take this goddamn punishment for 2 hours. And not even before that, he was so petty to you. Just be like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make you wait 40 fucking minutes because you were a bitch to me earlier. Are you fucking kidding me? And again,
Which
this
he
is
wasn't
not
even. It was like asking him to fill up the
Asking to
water
fill-
thing. We got to keep that in mind. That is
Yes.
the one thing that triggered him. It's
it's
insane.
insane. And OP, I hope if you're listening to this or anyone else listening to this, this is not like a victim blaming or anything. What
No,
we're
no,
doing.
no.
Like I just hope that if you do decide to go to therapy, I hope it's more for you and less so on this relationship. Because to me, this relationship is done. There's nothing repairing.
Toast.
Hopefully, what you do in therapy benefits you, makes you realize that hey, I'm
better than this.
I'm better than this. I cannot be with this person. So
Yeah.
that's the route that I hope therapy is taking for you. But I hope you're safe. If you hear this, I just hope you're in a good place because I do not. I'm getting chills hearing about this guy.
Yeah. I'm not going to say much more because I think we should move on to a bit more uplifting
Please.
story. But yeah, I agree with everything you guys said. And I hope she is safe at the end of the day and can get out of this abusive relationship. All right. I promised a happy story. And then this one is sweet. And you'll see
Okay.
why. This one's posted by character midscore form, midscore 3248. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Selling My Late Wife's Cake Recipe to a Bakery?
Okay. Well, I'm
Sweet.
going to say it's
Get
sweet.
it?
So yeah, we're in for a treat, Sean. Seems like.
Yeah. God damn.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to get it. All right. So this one goes this. My late wife passed away 3 years ago. Our 2 kids were in their late 20s at the time. It's been a hard few years, and it's even harder now that I live alone. She had a lovely dark chocolate cherry cake recipe. It was my favorite thing that she would make, and I always requested it for Father's Day. I am a ship baker and have tried to remake it from her notes many times. Her notes are not very clear, and it never turns out correct. It is depressing spending so much time and it just being wrong. I have asked my 2 kids to try and make it, but they have refused to. I was told they will not figure out the recipe and to stop asking. So I went to a local bakery and asked if they could figure it out.
These kids kind of suck ass.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. No cake
I mean,
for
maybe
you
they
fuckers.
Gotta say.
Maybe they don't like baking, but I'd still figured,
Okay, well, I'll at least fucking humor the guy.
yeah, try. They agreed as long as I gave them permission to sell the cake in the store. It didn't take long for them to figure it out, and it's almost exactly the same as my wife's.
Hmm?
I bought one for Father's Day, and my kids were happy about the cake until I told them the bakery did it. They are pissed that I would sell their mother's recipe to a bakery.
Fuck you, kids.
This whole week they've been telling me I'm a jerk for this, and I'm wondering if I am the jerk. I just wanted to eat her
Why?
cake again. So am I the asshole?
What is their rationale?
I don't get
We were
it.
Because
gonna
I
make the
just-
cake, and now no one can.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. You seemed real happy eating the cake.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's strange that, you'd be upset about it. Especially when you had no intentions and you gave no solutions to this problem. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Your kids seem like real assholes.
I will say, hopefully the bakery, 1, paid for your recipe, and 2, I hope they named it after your wife, so like they can
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
kind of
too.
just living her on, keep living her, her name and honor, I guess. So
Legacy.
or legacy. Hopefully they do that at least. I mean, if it's a local bakery, chances are they probably are. But if it's a corporate one, I fucking hate y'all already. So
If it's a corporate one, it's probably not taking the recipe.
No, they wouldn't do that.
yeah. But
If anything, they would fucking strong arm you and
so,
steal it
yeah,
that way
exactly.
instead of trying to make like a nice deal.
Yeah.
So hopefully that if it's a local bakery, hopefully they compensated you properly. And if that was the case, that's your wife. You know, like you did what you needed to do, and you wanted to taste the cake again based on what you were making. It seems like you're still thinking about her a lot. You miss her, and that's absolutely fine. And at the end of the day, like you kind of got to taste the cake again, and all is well. I think your kids are a bunch of douchebags, so I don't know what the fuck they're on right now.
Yeah, what the fuck is wrong
And
with them?
seriously, like you've asked them a bunch of times, like, "Hey, can you help me make the cake? Because I obviously miss your mom." And
Yeah.
they're like, "Well, I don't fucking do it, bitch." Like what Sean said, humor your fucking father.
Yeah, have some empathy.
Seriously.
At least come up with some sort of plan. Be like, oh, my friend is a really good baker, or oh, we can add, some shit.
Or at least be cool when he finds out his own way to have it made.
I mean, you have to be cool when he finds his own way because,
Yeah.
you gave zero help.
Yeah.
I'd like to answer some of John's questions because
Okay.
only Midscore Ingenuity 7889 said, I'd like to think of this as a way for your wife to live on in what she created to bring happiness to others. It's not like you did it for the money. Would the bakery consider using your wife's name as part of the item name, not the asshole? To which OP said, I highly doubt it, and I will not ask them. They've already done so much for me and gave the recipe with clear instructions. I'm not going to bother them again about the cake name. I am just happy I can eat it again.
Oh,
And I think that is wholesome as fuck.
that is.
He's like, I just miss my wife and want to eat her cake. And this is his way of getting that. I will say they should just give you cake for free every year.
That's what I said.
I
Why?
was gonna say
Like
that
at a
shit
minimum.
should not, especially if that shit is selling.
Yeah.
Like they're making money off that shit. Should be free forever for you.
For you.
Not even one cake a year. Just literally anytime
you
go in
want,
there and
be like, hey,
request
give
the
me a
cake,
slice. You got
Yeah.
damn right. You're gonna get a
that's free.
slice.
It should be fucking free.
That should have been the deal for sure. 100%.
Yeah.
But I thought that was a wholesome one to end off in
Thank
contrast to the first.
Because now I
one
want
before
cake.
that.
That's gonna be my call to action.
Ooh,
What's your favorite cake, Wikimania?
I like it.
Ooh.
But that is it for this episode, Wikimaniacs. What did you think? Were these people assholes? Let us know down in the comments on YouTube, Discord, or on our subreddit. Give us a like, subscribe wherever you're listening. We
Or
really
I'll kick
appreciate that.
shins. Like I'll kick those two
Jesus.
pregnant women's shins this episode.
Or John will kick shins if you don't share it. With at least
yes.
2 friends.
I will steal all your food.
But if you want to hear even more, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network. Or you can subscribe to our YouTube membership program by hitting the join button on our YouTube channel. All the links are in the show notes. But with that, let us know. What's your favorite cake?
Yes.
Mm.
Let's close it off. Boys, what's your favorite cake?
I'm not a huge cake guy.
I'll go. I got one right off the bat. The cake me and Nancy had for our wedding, lemon blueberry,
Ooh.
That might be it.
solid.
Mango cake.
I don't know if I've ever had that.
Oh,
I feel like it's a very Filipino.
It's
thing,
very
or at least an
Filipino.
Asian thing. It's good.
it's so
Ah.
good.
I'd
It's
be
good.
down to try. I love
You would love it.
I love like fruit, like carrot cake or anything like fruits mixed with cake. I for
You
whatever
like
reason I
mango.
like those
You'd like
more.
mango cake, Josh, if you've ever
Okay.
had it.
You would like it,
Hell yeah.
and it's also not too sweet.
It's very light.
Also another Asian
Yes.
thing.
That's the
Yeah.
ultimate Asian compliment. Not too sweet.
Interesting. I like it. Meanwhile, up in Canada, we pour syrup on fucking everything.
I mean, we live in America. Nothing is sweet enough for Americans.
Oh, all right. Well, thank you, Sean and John, for coming on and giving your takes, boys. And thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another amazing episode. We'll see you on Monday.
I'm gonna kick
Bye.
you. I'm gonna kick you.
Later.
Get therapy.